Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Robinson here again. This time we're going to continue our review. This time it's the 8th grade New York State Mathematics test. We'll be taking examples from the 2025 math exam. Need help with your homework? There's Dial a Teacher Homework Helpline at 212-777-3380. They're open Monday through Thursdays at 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Give them a call. They're very nice people and they can help you out. Don't forget to watch our Teacher Time show on Tuesdays on Optimum Cable Vision, 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Our show is on Peekskill and Ossining on Channel 15, and you can also catch us on Cablevision in Yorktown, Channel 74, as well as New Rochelle, Channel 76. And don't forget to watch our show Math Time on Tuesdays from 4:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. Same channels. You can catch us on YouTube. My channel name is Dan Robinson, PKMS, Peekskill Middle School. Subscribe to our channel. And if you desire, write us a comment. I do write back. But give us a thumbs up if you like what we're doing. Coming soon, my book, Young Dr. Rob, My Life Before Becoming a Teacher. All right, let's get down to business. All right, this is question number 7 from the 2025 exam. The diagram below shows a person flying a kite. Okay, they let out 20 feet of string, and let me get my pen to underline that. All right, and are holding the end of the string 4 feet above the ground. The kite is directly above a spot on the ground that is 15 feet away from where they're standing. So we want to know which equation can be used to determine the value of x. All right, so let's look at our diagram. There's the young man holding his kite. The string, they say, is 20 feet. And the distance from where the gentleman is standing to the spot is 15 feet. And we got that down there. So there's our 20 feet and the 15 feet. And we have an X over here, and I see 4 feet. Well, 4 feet is the distance from the guy's foot to where the string is. So that would be that distance. So, and we don't know what is the distance from here to the kite. And they call that X. All right. So that looks like a right triangle to me. And X marks the spot we are looking for. All right, so we should have a formula sheet, and I'm going to pull that out right now, to help us out with right triangles. There's a theorem called the Pythagorean theorem, and it's c squared equals a squared plus b squared when you're dealing with right triangles. So they want us to figure out which equation can we use to determine the value of x. And I'm just going to put a couple things there to help us out. The altitude, this side A, the bottom is 15 feet, and 20 feet would be the hypotenuse. So our formula, c squared equals a squared plus b squared. All right, so we're looking for the altitude, the a, so we're going to call that x. And let me get a different color. So we're looking for the altitude. So we want to know, what does x equal? So if you remember the formula, c squared, which would be 20 feet. And let me just add that there. And put a little 2 up there. And that is going to be equal to a squared to the second. And a they called x. So let me get a different color and put my x squared there. And my little plus sign. Let me get a black one. And now we're looking for, and now b, we're going to replace that with 15 feet. And a little 2 up there. So that would be the equation. So let's look for it. It can't be a, because that's, what did I do? Sorry. Go back there. Okay. So we're looking for 20. So I'm going to go down here, get rid of a, get rid of b, because that doesn't equal 20. So it's either c or d. All right. So I see my x squared is at the end. Okay. So where is the b? We replaced that with 15. So I'm going to go with answer D. I keep doing that for some reason. So I got to stop touching those sides like that. So I'm going with choice D. And that is because C has 19, and that's not the value of the bottom. The bottom is 15. So I know the 19 would be good to put there, but that would be adding 15 and I guess the 4 for some reason. So that's why their choice is no good. All right, so because of C, and let me cross that out too. So A, B, and C are no good, but D is the one. And that's it. It's good to use the formula to help you out. So use that reference sheet. All right, let's move on. Okay, the graph of a line is shown below. I don't know why I have the word tab there for some reason. Let me cut that out. All right. The graph of the line is shown below. So here's our graph. What is the equation of a line? So let's pull out a few things that we should know. The equation of a line looks like that. Y equals plus or minus mx plus or minus b. I usually add the plus or minus for my students because I have to let them know that the m, which is the slope, can be negative at times, as well as the b, I add a plus or minus, which is the y-intercept, can also be positive or negative. So let's look at the equation. And what else do I got over there? Let's see. Starting point. I mentioned about the b. It could be plus or minus because that's where the line intersects the y-axis. So I'm going to look and find the point right there. Here's my y-axis going up and down the vertical line, and put a little dot right there. That's on the 3. So that lets me know my starting point would be 3. 0, comma 3. This is where the the x is 0 and y is 3. So that's your y-intercept. So if we were to look at our equation, we put 3 there, and we'd look, is it positive or negative? And it's positive, so I'm going to put a plus 3. And that's already half my battle gone. So let me take a look at these answers real quick. And I'm looking for the n to have a plus 3, plus 3. Now, for some reason, they have plus 6, so that's not it. I guess they picked the x-intercept, where the line intersects the x line. So that's why we can't use that. I see I got something else to pull out. So let me get my arrow tool and pull that out. The formula for slope, point slope formula. M stands for slope, and you subtract the y2 value minus the y1 value over x2 minus x1 to give you the slope. Well, I'm not going to do that because I'm not given any coordinates per se, but I am given something that hopefully your teacher mentioned to you, because when you find the slope, it's the difference between the y value over the x value, and we say delta y and over delta x, the change in y value over the change in x value. So I'm looking at it. I'm going to start at the 3 on the y-axis, and I'm going to count to my nearest point, which would be right here on that line. So I'm going to count down and change color. 1 box. So 1 box down, and 2 boxes over. And since I went down, that would make this a negative slope. So my slope is negative because the line is pointing from left to right downward. So that's a negative slope. So I figured out my slope without having to use the 2 points. I could have used that if I wanted to, but hey, it's a little faster. So my slope is now -1/2. So -1/2. And that is my slope. So all I got to look for now between choice A, they have a -2, and now I said nope. I will go with C, because that's the -1/2. The line going down from left to right, going down, means it's negative. And there is our slope. So my choice is choice C. And let me unloose that. All right. So we're moving right along. If you don't understand it, take a look at it again. And let's go on. We got another question here. A set of numbers is shown below. What number would need to be removed from the set so that the set contains only rational numbers? Rational numbers. I have a little trick that I show the students. I tell them how I can do some math magic by taking the word rational and change it to its meaning. And let's pull that out by adding 2 letters, F and C, and getting rid of 2 letters, the last 2 letters. So a rational number is a fraction. So that's what I'm looking for, fractions. And we know fractions can be decimals. So we want to take out from this set. So let's remove what to make it contain only rational numbers? Well, 1/3 is a fraction, and this is an improper fraction, so we can't remove those. Those are part of our set. B is a repeating decimal. What's repeating? Your 3 is repeating over and over and over. And the shortcut we just put a line on top of that number that's repeating. So this would be a rational number as well. So I'm not going to choose that. Here I got the square root, and if you listen to Ani, she did some perfect squares, but here's the square root of 5. So if I were to ask Ani what's the square root of 5, she would say she can't do it because that's not a rational number. It's not a perfect square. And I would say, Ani, you are right. So we'd have to remove C, choice C, square root of 5, because that is not a rational number. That is irrational number. You can't change that to a fraction, would be the definition of that. All right, let's keep moving. If you are understanding what's going on, great. I know you're going to do good on the test. And if you're unsure, rewatch the video again. All right, let's keep moving. A transformation maps triangle ABC to triangle A prime, B prime, C prime, if, and maps means matches up. I gotta choose my color first. All right, so it's gonna match that ABC to A prime, B prime, C prime triangle. If A prime, B prime, C prime is similar but not congruent, that means not equal to, you can't put it on top of it because it is not the same. So it's a different triangle now to triangle ABC. They want to know which transformation occurred. So it's been changed somehow. Well, let's look what we got. Rotation about the origin. No, it's not spun or rotated. Reflection. It can't be a reflection around the y-axis because it's similar but not congruent. So reflection means you're looking in the mirror and you're still seeing the same thing. So that's why reflection is not the answer, because you have a shape that's similar but not equal or congruent. Dilation. Ooh, a dilation is when you have something that changes side. It looks similar, but it changes side due to the scale factor, making it bigger or smaller. And in this case, it's not equal to 1, the scale factor. So it's changing by a certain number, but not 1. So it's getting bigger or smaller. Translation. Translation, I had a good video in translation doing the Michael Jackson slide. So it's not going to be sliding to the left or right by 1 unit, because it's going to be the same exact, it's going to be a bigger, similar or congruent triangle. But when you have a translation or a slide, it's going to be the same exact figure. So the shape, stays the same in a translation. So dilation is the only one that grows or shrinks. So I would go with answer choice C. All right, let's keep moving, Dr. Rob. The diagram below shows 3 intersecting lines. What is the value of x? Well, let's look at the lines a little closer. I have 6x minus 23 over here. And right across that part of the equation is 4x plus 11. These 2 lines, wait a minute, not that one. Yeah, this one and this one form the letter X. I always mention that when you have an X here and you see opposite angles. Opposites are equal, and those are vertical angles. Vertical angles form the letter X, and those opposite measurements are equal. So, since they're equal, all we have to do is solve it. So, I'm going to bring the 23 over to here, and that'll give me 6x, and the 23's cancel out, and I'll have 4x, and 11 plus 23 is 34. Now I got to get the x's on the other side. So minus 4x, minus 4x, and I have 2x equal, these cancel out, and I have 34, positive 34, or I can just write 34. Now let me finish solving my equation. Divide both sides by 2, and the 2's will cancel out, and now x equal 17, which is what they wanted. And let me circle that so they can know what my answer is, because you have a lot of nice work, but you gotta circle your answer so they know what you got. So x is equal to 17. Nice problem. All right, let's move on. If you're not sure, rewatch the video again. I might have gone too fast. If you get it now, I'm very happy for you, but I'm always concerned when students are not understanding. So watch the video again, and maybe one day my telephone will stop ringing.
Call from Wonka.
Okay.
NY.
All right. My wife will hopefully pick it up. All right. What is the value of the expression 2 to the 5/5 times 10 to the 0 times 3 to the negative 2? All right, so we have 2 to the 5th. Let's start there and show everybody what it really means. That means take the number 2, the base, and write it 5 times by multiplication. I'll put my multiplication decimal there, and 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4, and bring down that times 2 again. So I got 4 times 4 is 16, and times 2 is 32. So far I got 32, and I see I have a 0 exponent on the 10. Anything to the 0 exponent equals 1. So far I got 32 times 1. Now I got another interesting occurrence here. I have 3 to the negative 2. What that means is take 3 to the 2, which is 3 times 3 equals 9. And take that 9, put it on the denominator, make it the reciprocal. So these are negative exponents. So when you have a negative exponent, 3 to the negative 2 equals 1/9. So that's my last thing that I have, 1/9. So I have 32 times 1 times 1/9. All right, so we've multiplied these whole numbers with no problem. 32 times 1 is 32. And we got to multiply that by 1/9. And I'm going to put underneath the 32 a 1 so I can multiply easy. And 32 times 1 is 32. I got a lot of blue there. 1 times 9 is 9. And that's my answer. 32 over 9. And I'm looking at my choice. There it is, choice letter D. And let me circle down here my answer as well. So choice D. That was good. You just had to know your you had to know your exponent rules. All right. It's getting late. Brian and Hannah were asked to calculate the slope of the same line. Braden calculated the slope to be 2/3. Hannah calculated the slope to be 4/6. So 2/3, 4/6. They want to know which statement is true. Well, I know if I reduce 4/6 by 2, dividing it by 2, that'll give me 2/3. They have the same slope. So neither one of them are wrong. They both are correct. They calculated the slope correctly. They can have a 2/3, no problem, but the 4/6 can be reduced. So I'm going to go with choice C. All right, let's keep moving. Oh, boy. Check your understanding. I hope you are getting it. I hope I'm not going too fast for you. But if you're unsure, rewatch the video. Oh, that's it. We're done. Watch our Teacher Time show on Tuesdays on Optimum Cablevision. And it comes on from 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. We're on in Peekskill and Ossining on Channel 15 and Yorktown, Channel 74, New Rochelle, Channel 76. So Math Time comes on every Tuesday from 4:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. on the same channels. If you need help with your homework, there's dial the Teacher Homework Helpline at 212-777-3380. Monday to Thursday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Don't forget to check me out on YouTube. My channel name is Dan Robinson, PKMS. Subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your comments, so write us a comment. I do write back. Check out our last movie we made, PKMS Math Prep 22. Tweet me at or X me at DRobMath1. If you want more information and you want to study with me, write me at robinsonmath@aol.com. Coming soon, Young Dr. Rob, my life before becoming a teacher. Good luck on your exam. I know you're going to do well because you're watching our videos. Buena suerte en la exámenes. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Enjoy. Bye-bye.